Today, we are cracking open the blueprint for one of the most complex and amazing machines ever created, the human body. We're going to take a tour of the 11 major organ systems that are all working together right now to make you, well, you.
So, 11. That's the magic number. 11 different, super intricate systems, and each one has its own list of parts and a very specific to-do list. And let's be real for a second. Trying to wrap your head around all of them at once, it can feel a little overwhelming.
So that's the big question, isn't it? With so many parts all working at the same time, where do you even start? How do you keep it all organized without it turning into a big, jumbled mess in your head? Well, here's the trick. Instead of trying to memorize a long, random list, we're going to be a little smarter about it. We're going to organize all 11 systems into 5 logical teams, based entirely on their main job. Think of it like departments in a company. It makes the whole thing so much easier to understand.
Here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the body's framework. Then we'll meet the command center that's calling all the shots. After that, we'll check out logistics and defense. Then we'll see how the body handles fuel and waste management, and we'll wrap it all up with the Department of Continuity.
All right, let's jump in. First up is team framework. This group is all about giving the body its structure, allowing it to move, and providing a protective barrier from everything on the outside. This is literally the foundation and walls of your body. The first system on this team has a pretty fancy name, the integumentary system. But really, it's just about everything you can see and touch on the outside of your body, your skin, your hair, and your nails. It's your personal, custom-fit suit of armor.
So if we look at who does what, the skin is definitely the star player. It's a waterproof shield, it helps control your temperature, it does so much. Hair provides a bit of insulation and helps with sensation, and your nails, they're basically tiny little shields protecting the tips of your fingers and toes.
Now let's move a little deeper to our internal skeleton, the skeletal system. It's really easy to think of our skeleton as just a lifeless rack to hang muscles on, but it is so much more than that. It's a living, dynamic system. I mean, just look at this job description. Yeah, it holds you up, but it also gives your muscles something to pull on to create movement. It forms protective cages like your skull for your brain and your ribs for your heart and lungs. And get this, it's also a factory for making blood cells and a storage vault for minerals. Incredible!
And what good is a frame without some engines to make it go? That's where the muscular system comes in. We're talking mainly about the skeletal muscles here. These are the muscles that physically connect to your bones, and when they contract, they pull on those bones and create, well, every single move you make.
Movement is the obvious one for sure, but your muscles are also working constantly, making tiny adjustments just to maintain your posture, whether you're sitting or standing. And their third big job? Making heat. If you've ever shivered when you're cold, that's your muscular system revving its engines to warm you up. Okay, so our structure is built. Now we need someone to run the whole show. It's time to meet the executive suite, what we're calling the command center. These are the 2 systems that coordinate everything and make sure all the other parts are working together. And this command center has 2 very different ways of communicating. First, you've got the nervous system. This is like the body's high-speed internet, firing off electrical signals for instant reactions. Then you have the endocrine system. Think of this one more like the postal service. It sends chemical messages, or hormones, through the blood for slower, longer-lasting effects. So, breaking it down, the major players in the nervous system are, of course, the brain, the spinal cord, and that huge network of nerves. It's all about speed. The endocrine system, on the other hand, relies on glands, like the pituitary and thyroid, to release those hormones that regulate things like growth and metabolism over a much longer period. All right, we have a structure and we have a command center. Now we need a way to move supplies around and defend our territory. It's time to meet the logistics and defense team. These systems are the transport trucks and the security guards of the body. The biggest player here is the cardiovascular system. This is our internal highway network. The heart is the pump, the blood vessels are the roads, and the blood itself is the massive fleet of trucks carrying everything: oxygen, food, messages, and even waste to and from every single cell. And working right alongside it is the lymphatic and immune system. This one is a fascinating 2-for-1 deal. Part of its job is plumbing. It drains extra fluid from your tissues. But its other, more famous job is as the headquarters for your immune system, constantly on patrol for any invaders. Any functioning city needs a way to bring in supplies and a way to take out the trash. The body is no different. So let's meet our next team.
fuel, and waste management. These systems are all about getting what we need in and getting what we don't need out. First up, the respiratory system. Its job is brilliantly simple but absolutely critical: gas exchange. With every breath, your lungs and airways bring in the oxygen your cells are screaming for and get rid of the carbon dioxide waste they produce. In with the good, out with the bad.
Next, we have the digestive system, and it's basically a three-step assembly line, just in reverse. First, it digests. It breaks down the food you eat. Then, it absorbs all the good stuff, the nutrients, into your blood. And finally, it eliminates whatever's left over. And the final member of this waste management crew is the urinary system. You can honestly think of it as the body's super sophisticated water purification plant. Your kidneys work 24/7 to filter your blood, pulling out waste to make urine. And they also fine-tune your body's levels of water and salt. It's an amazing balancing act.
So, we've built the structure, we've set up the controls, we've got logistics running smoothly, and we're managing all our resources. We have one system left, and its purpose is completely unique. It's not about keeping the individual alive, but about ensuring the species itself continues.
And that, of course, is the reproductive system. Its entire mission is to create new life. The main jobs are to produce the necessary sex cells, sperm and eggs, and to provide a way for them to meet. And for the female system, it takes on that incredible extra role of nurturing a new life as it develops.
And there you have it, all 11 systems, organized into 5 functional teams. From the solid framework of our bones to the lightning-fast messages of our nerves, it is all one beautiful, coordinated dance that's happening inside of you right this very second, without you even having to think about it. So I'll leave you with a question to ponder. What part of this incredible collaboration just amazes you the most?